The beginning of the school year is a really exciting time for university students. For a lot of these students, it's the first time that they're experiencing this new levels of freedom and independence. For some young adults, it's them moving out of their parents' house. It's their first time living alone and having this level of independence, freedom, and really the choice to do all these new different things. It's the first time they're going to be meeting people that are outside of their usual high school friend group, trying new things, going to parties. It's fun, it's exciting, it's new. And unfortunately, this is also a time when a lot of these students will experience some sort of sexual violence. During university, and especially at the beginning of the school year, this is a time when students experience higher levels of sexual violence. And unfortunately, most of the time, this sexual violence can occur on campus or with students that attend the same school. So for these reasons, that's why I'm here today to talk to you. I want to let anyone know who's experienced any form of sexual violence on or around campus that there are resources out there to help you. This sexual violence doesn't just have to be instances of sexual assault or rape. It can also be catcalling. That's sexual harassment, which is a form of sexual violence, as it's an unwanted sexual advancement. Like I said before, sexual violence on or around campus includes things like catcalling, which is sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape, which are defined as unconsensual and unwanted sexual contact. Now, this is my quick reminder on consent. Consent is something that's freely given, reversible, and can be withdrawn at any time. So that means that even if you consent to one sexual act with another person, you can say no and change your mind at any time. Oh, and FYI, when someone's unconscious or under the influence of alcohol or drugs or other substances, they cannot give their full and enthusiastic consent. It's not freely given because, again, they're under the influence of a substance. If you've experienced any form of sexual violence on or around campus, what happened to you is not okay in any way. And I want to let you know that I believe you and that there are supports out there, which is what I wanted to talk about today. It wasn't your fault, and it never will be. So before we get into talking about the policies that Mount Royal University as an institution has in place to help those who have been affected by sexual violence, I want to share with you this quote that I had found that really talks about and takes into account how serious of an issue sexual violence is at universities. So this is just a factual reason why Mount Royal has these policies in place and why it's so necessary. Sexual violence and sexual assault increases on university campuses. That's just a fact. And so that's why we need to have these policies in place for students so that they know they're not alone and that they can get the help and advocacy they need to make the next steps in their healing journey. These services and policies are in place here at Mount Royal University so that you can find some support and some healing and, most importantly, safety, especially at a time where you might feel hopeless or like there's really no way out of this. Mount Royal has all of these services in place to help you so that you are not feeling alone and that you have resources there to help you and to help you determine what your next steps are and how to keep yourself safe during this healing process. Because it's hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's really hard. Me saying all this isn't going to change anything you're feeling right now. It's probably not going to make you feel any better. But what I want to do is share with you resources on Mount Royal University campus that are there to help you if you've experienced any form of sexual violence. My name's Kate, and I'm a student here at Mount Royal. And without going into depth, I do want to share with you a bit of my story. Last year, right before the winter semester, I was raped. And to be 100% honest, it left me feeling so lost, so hopeless that I stopped seeing a future for myself. And I didn't know what to do. The day after my assault occurred, it just happened to be the first day of the winter semester. I showed up to my first class, lasted a whole 10 minutes, and left crying. I ran to the Student Wellness Center because I'd been using their counseling services throughout that year, and I knew there was something at the school that I could turn to when I was struggling. I always saw the signs there talking about the dating and sexual violence office. Didn't ever use it, but I saw it. And I ran there because I didn't know what else to do, and I knew that there was something there to support me. can say confidently that the services and help I received from the Dating, Domestic, and Sexual Violence Office at Mount Royal University is what helped me keep going. I wouldn't be here today without that support. As a rape survivor, I hope that what I went through and that the information I'm going to share with you about the services offered at Mount Royal University and how they helped me can help someone else who's in a similar situation to what I was. As an institution, Mount Royal University's policies surrounding sexual violence are, to summarize, that you will be believed, what happened to you will be taken seriously, and support in reporting and taking care of your own well-being and safety is available for you. Some services will advocate for you regarding your classes, your wellness, and whatever you want to do next. The biggest takeaway from here is that you are in control. This means that you will have a clear understanding of what you want to do next in your situation. Everyone's unique and their situation will be taken as so. You're going to be the one to call the shots and determine what happens next. Because what you've gone through is not something anyone should ever have to experience. And the school has policies in place so that you will be protected and supported in whatever you choose to do next as a part of your healing journey. As a little disclaimer, when I was assaulted, it didn't happen on campus or with someone associated with Mount Royal University. But that didn't mean that these services weren't available to me. It just means that they were able to provide me with the resources and supports I needed to move next in my journey. The dating, domestic, and sexual violence services are something put in place because experiencing any form of sexual or gender-based violence is something that can have a huge impact on a victim's ability to function day to day, let alone do well in a university class. Their services can help you communicate with your professors, advocating for you, and making sure that school will be there for you when you're ready. The emotions, reactions, and experiences are different for everyone who's experienced a form of sexual violence. And that's why the counselors at the Dating and Domestic Violence Office are there to help you through whatever it is that you may be experiencing. For me, this meant coming up with a plan to advocate for my safety. It meant making sure that I was going to be safe after what happened to me, and for me it meant going to the hospital because I couldn't function, and I was scared, and I just needed that extra support, and that's totally okay. And that's what those counselors did. They helped me find what I needed to do to take the next step in my healing journey. There's no right way to feel after something like this happens. But knowing that your university campus has a service like this set up to support you and help you find what you need during a really painful time, and sometimes having that person say, "I believe you," can be the first step in healing. And for me, it was. The Dating, Domestic, and Sexual Violence Office at Mount Royal University is located within the Student Wellness Center in room U216. Appointments can be made with the counselors online or in person, and then those appointments can either be in person or through a Google Meet. And that's up to you and whatever you believe is best for you in that situation. I'll provide all of those links so it's easy access for everyone. I know that everything might feel impossible right now, but if you're a student at Mount Royal University watching this today and you've experienced a form of sexual or gender-based violence, the services available for you at the Dating, Domestic, and Sexual Violence Office are something that might just give you the resources you need to keep going. And I'm so proud of you, or anyone who's even thinking about reaching out, because it takes so much courage and strength to do that. So from one survivor to the next, I want to let you know that what happened to you was not okay. It was not your fault, and I believe you. I'm so proud of you for taking the next step, whatever that may look like, in your healing journey. Just watching this and maybe clicking on a link to schedule an appointment with a counselor at the Dating, Domestic, and Sexual Violence Office is a huge step. There's people out here that are going to believe you and support you. I know that this time might feel absolutely impossible and suffocating and like it's never going to stop, but utilizing these services will help. Asking for help will be something that can maybe provide a little bit of comfort in a time that feels impossible. What you went through should not have happened. And again, it was not your fault, and I believe you. And there are services out here to support you. Now, to finish this off, I just want to let anyone know that I'm so proud of you for doing whatever you need to do next as a part of your healing journey. That is a huge step, and that is something you should be proud of yourself for. So allow yourself to feel some bit of pride and some bit of comfort in knowing that you're not alone. and that these services are here to help you. It wasn't your fault, and I believe you.